Page 74. Reading. Delicious ideas. The popsicle.
The popsicle was invented in 1905 by an 11-year-old California boy named Frank Epperson. The story goes that Frank, who enjoyed creating new drinks using soda powder and different flavors, mixed a drink and left the concoction outside on the porch. That night, there were record low temperatures, and the next morning, Frank found the mixture with the wooden stirring stick frozen in it. He was delighted. He called it the Epperson icicle. He later renamed it the Epsicle. 18 years later, in 1923, Frank started a business producing Epsicles in 7 fruit flavors. Later, Frank's son George gave it the brand name Popsicle in honor of his pop, or father. These days, there are more than 30 different popsicle flavors. Over 2 billion popsicle products are manufactured and sold every year. Imagine if Frank hadn't left his drink on the porch. We might never have tasted one.
Potato chips.
The potato chip was invented in 1853 by a chef named George Crumb. Crumb worked at a vacation resort in Saratoga Springs, New York. One day, a picky diner complained that the French fries were too thick. Crumb made some more, but the customer still wasn't satisfied. Angrily, Crumb finally sliced a potato as thin as possible and fried the pieces. The customer loved this variation on the French fry and demanded more. Potato chips were invented. Crumb's chips were soon called Saratoga chips. Soon, they were made and sold all over New England. Crumb later opened his own restaurant. Imagine, if the diner hadn't been so fussy and grumbled to the chef, potato chips wouldn't have been invented.
I was invited to what was told to be a party, and my boyfriend and I had gone to the party, and when we arrived, there was about 20 people there, and we walked in, and we're talking and mingling, and we looked around, and there was no food. There was some soda, but there was only 2 bottles, and there was about 20 people there, and no food, no chips, no nothing, and if I had had the party, or if I had invited these 20 people over my house, I would have definitely done things a little bit differently by preparing better and having pizza and chips and snacks so that when the people came, they felt invited.
My friend was going out to eat when he had found a wallet on the ground with no money. He decided to just leave the wallet there and go on with his day. If I had been there, I would have at least dropped the wallet off in the police station or mailed it.
When we were kids, my brother and I were very close, but one time he went to the store with a friend and I wasn't there. His friend told him that they would be able to steal candy, so the friend went inside the store, came out and and stole some candy. But my brother went in and tried to do the same thing, but he was caught by the store owner, and he got in trouble for it. If I had been there, I wouldn't have let him do that because he's my younger brother, and I try to take good care of him. I would have told him that stealing candy is wrong, because stealing anything is wrong, really, and that it's against the law and that he shouldn't do it.
If I knew then what I know now, I would definitely live in an apartment that allowed me to have pets. I would never have moved into my apartment that didn't let me have a dog. I love dogs. I'll settle for a cat. I love animals, and I cannot have them in the apartment I live in now.